Shalom Aleichem, it's Ya'Kov, Shepard here from King David's tomb, KingDavidKabbalah.com. We are in Parashat Shofetim and we want to get some Kabbalistic inspiration from the Holy Zohar. We have an interesting paragraph here in our parasha, in page 275a, that is talking about Rosh Hashanah, which is exactly a month away. So we can start preparing ourselves with this article about the blowing of the shofar. Says the Zohar, תיקחו בחודש שופר בחסר ובמחגנו, לאתר דבה סליקת שכינתה, יתמרבה ובמחוסה ממך אל תחקור. Says the Zohar, where are we blowing the shofar to? What is the destination of the blowing of the shofar? That's the Zohar, the place where the Shekhinah ascends to. And obviously, we need to understand this concept of the elevation of the Shekhinah. I spoke about it in quite a number of different classes. Some of them you can find on our YouTube channel. But let's just say that with the understanding that the Shekhinah is the unity of all of the souls of Am Yisrael, in other words, when we're speaking about the elevation of the Shekhinah, it means all of the spiritual elevation of Klal Yisrael, the whole unity of all Israel together. And then the Zohar says, "Itmarbe u'malchusei mimcha al tachkor." Don't research, don't investigate whatever is covered from you. So what does it mean? Says the Zohar, chovin beitkasya. The sins of Am Yisrael are hidden, and we should not dig and search those sins. Some things are just between person and his creator, Hashem. And this is the hidden sins that every person have. But there is also revealed sins. Says the Zohar, chovin b'itgalya, those revealed sins, that the person does, someone that is covering his sins cannot be successful. Why? So explain, the Shechinta misitra de keter ihi alma ditkasya. The Shekhinah have a connection with the Sphira of the Keter. Shekhinah generally symbolizes the Malchut. But there is a great deal of connection between the Malchut and the Keter, because the Malchut of the upper world becomes to be the Keter of the lower world, and also vice versa. The Keter of each world can flip and ascend to that position of the Malchut of the upper world. And this is actually a very big secret that is called Ani ve'ayin. The Malchut is called Ani, I, and the Keter is called Ayin, nothingness, nullification. So when we are within our I, what they call ego, we are limited to be the Malchut. When we are ready to nullify ourselves to something higher, then we are ascending to be the Keter. And this is connected with the previous question of the elevation of the Shekhinah. That the Shekhinah, that is the Malchut, is elevated where to? To the Keter. And the Zohar continues, וכמו המראה מתניתין דצריך ברנש לחברה לה להוא אתר. that the sages established that a person have to make the connection of the Shekhinah to that upper level, as we said here, the Keter. Ve'ozimna mati zimna derachmi ve'avar dina. And then, when that happens, when we are successfully elevate the Shekhinah, then it is time for the mercy, and it is nullifying the judgments. The Keter have this quality of mercy that nullifies the judgments. It's part of the meditation in many, many occasions. Actually, every day when we do Netilat Yadayim in the morning, it's part of the meditation there. Also in Hanukkah and many, many places. And also here we see this principle that with the blowing of the shofar, there is a possibility, if we are ready to give up on our ego and nullify ourselves to Hashem, then we are giving that possibility for the Shekhinah to ascend to the place of the Keter and to awaken the mercy that nullifies the judgments. And the end of this article here, or this paragraph at least, says the Zohar, בגין דא לתר לחברי אמר לזכה לבעדותה, אבל הרשע אין מזכין לו. So there is a concept that when you see someone that is not a wicked person, but he did something wrong, we still need to judge him favorably. We still need to give him the merit, the privilege to be considered to be worthy. Someone that is wicked, so we don't have to judge him favorably. If he's famous in his wickedness, we don't have to judge him favorably. And this is a part of the understanding of that nullification that the person have to go through. In other words, we have a certain tendency of demanding judgment to people around us. It can be people that are close to us, it can be people that are far away that we hear about them in the news. But we have this tendency of asking for judgment. And when we are asking for judgment, we are increasing the attribute of judgment in the world. We basically asking Hashem to treat the world with judgment. And if it is a wicked person, fine. So you can demand and pray to Hashem to judge the wicked people, if it is real wickedness that is famous and known. But when we're talking about people that are our friends around us, that are not wicked people, and sometimes they do wrong, like we sometimes do wrong. So the same way that we want Hashem to judge us favorably, we should always ask Hashem to judge all the people around us favorably. And even more than that, we ourselves have to judge the people around us favorably. And in this way, we are increasing the attribute of mercy that is nullifying the judgments. And this is the concept of the Shofar, according to the article of the Zohar here. In other words, when we get to the blowing of the Shofar, that's one of the things that we need to have in mind to nullify the judgments by increasing the mercy, but by judging the people around us and ourselves favorably, even though we have this tendency of being the judgmental, we have to nullify that part of our ego, to elevate it to the Keter, to the Ein, to nullify it to Hashem, and then we are able to follow that attribute of mercy and nullify the judgments. B'ezrat Hashem. So we will hold it here for this week, and I'm sending everybody a big blessing for Chodesh Tov Mevorach, that Hashem will help us to do real tshuva from the depths of our heart, and to do all the preparations, physical, emotional, and spiritual, to come to the holidays of the Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur and Sukkot. Hashem will help us to be prepared in all different ways. Bezrat Hashem. Also Shabbat Shalom Mevorach, and Bezrat Hashem, hope to see you all very soon in the rebuilding of the Beit HaMikdash. Amen. Kini Ratzon.